All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. That's all praises to the world, cause God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Ba'ashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful like preaching His word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, well with another video to edify. And I had to get into this video, right? That this woman who's already out of order teaching that only black women, so-called black women, can give birth to the chosen seed. And this is nothing farther than from the truth. And this is ultimately Israelite feminism, man. The woman just trying to put her authority over the man like she did in this world, right? There's an authority that man has that a woman doesn't have, right? And they like to switch things up to fit a narrative to make themselves feel better and more highly favored, when really the whole bloodline, the establishment of the tribes all deal with coming from men, right? Mind you, the children of Israel called the children of Israel before they had the covenant, but I want to get into the one particular comment thread, which is this dude Youngin 1224, and he had a great question. It says, "Can someone answer me this question? Why did Yahuwah?" Well, you going off there, but bless Manasseh and Ephraim, even though they were half Egyptian. This is an honest question. Now, he's playing the low road, and he gets somebody's answer, and it's off. Now, I wanted to jump down here because he said another very interesting thing. Right, this dude right here, RJ Watkins, said a very great thing. Right, he said, "What Israelite women could Joseph have married? The 12 sons of Jacob all had to marry non-Israelite women because there were only Israelites outside, because they're the only Israelites outside of their sister." Right? How do you think they knew not to go into their sister? They had the law. Right? But this is a very good question. If the woman determines the part in the nation, well, when the original 12 figureheads, right, the 12 patriarchs were around, how did their children become Israelites if there were no Israelite women to birth them? Right? And this bugged out answer in their response, the person that has this channel, right, says, again, at this time the law had not been yet given. Moses had not yet received the Torah of the law. Well, when you go back to the story of Jacob and Esau, how did they know how to sacrifice? Right? How did he know what was an accepted sacrifice and what wasn't? There was an oral law, right, of how to deal, what to expect, right? But ultimately, this is just trying to usurp a woman having authority over a man when it ought not be. But I'm going to play a little bit of this. I'm going to get some precepts and Lord will this edifying.
Let me turn this walkie-talkie off to make sure I'm not going to get any interference. Okay, so in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, "Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel and their families by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls." Now, it was already established that this is dealing with the children of Israel. This is a meeting that is only between the children of Israel, the congregation of Israel. Okay, starting back at verse 3, it says, "From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. Okay. And then it goes on to name. It says, and these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of the tribe of Reuben, Eleazar the son of Shadar. Of Simeon, Shelomiel the son of Zerishzadeh. Of Judah, Nahshon the son of Abimadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel the son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Elab the son of Helon. Of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elisham the son of Ammihud of Manasseh, Jemiel the son of Pedazur. Of Benjamin, Abidan the son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahizar the son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel the son of Akren. Of Gad, Elisaph the son of Duel. Of Naphtali, Ahara the son of Enan. These were the renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. Okay? And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names. Okay, pay attention to this right here. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month and declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay, so if you look at this, this was a meeting that was among the Israelites. Okay, this was a meeting of the congregation of Israel. This had nothing to do with, let's say, Canaanites and Philistines and Edomites and no other ite, no Moabites, none of that. This was all Israelites in this meeting, right? So if you understand what is taking place here, they are saying that of the tribes of Judah, of the tribes of Israel, they want you to establish the pedigree by the father among the tribes, okay? It never said that you can go outside of your tribe. Okay, I'm going to go and get myself a Canaanite wife. Or I'm going to go and get myself a wife from among the Philistines. This was a meeting. And the reason this took place, if you read...
Well, I believe she incorrect because the scriptures tell you if you go to war, right? Let me find this one. It says Deuteronomy 21. Now you got to answer this question. Now the law is obviously given here, right? So who were the Israelites going to war with? Were they going to war with themselves in this time frame, or were they going to war with the heathen? Now this is Deuteronomy 21, and started 10. It says, and when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, who are the enemies? Psalms 83rd chapter tells you who those are. And in Yahweh thy power had delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou shouldest have her to thy wife. Well, where's that? I gotta put this in there, right? I gotta put this on there. I love fucking up the world of the woman, man, because they be going off, man. I gotta put this, the other nations. right? But going back into it, it says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh thy power hath delivered them into thine hand, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. So obviously you taking a heathen woman, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and thou shalt shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the remnant of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and bewail her father and mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, meaning lay down to her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. Well, that hey, you can basically wrap it up right there, right? That kills their whole argument of you need the so-called black woman to bring forth the nation, right? When the scriptures tell you of a small one, it should become a great nation. It's not talking about the woman. The woman can only ovulate once a month, and then she can only carry a child once every about 12 months, right? Especially according to the law, because after she gives that birth, she's unclean for a certain amount of time. You can't even go in unto her. So how is the woman gonna bring forth all these Israelites, and she got to sit here and wait for the purification after she delivers? It makes no sense. Y'all negate the scriptures to fulfill your own lust and whatever you think should be, right? You just supposed to be happy to be an Israelite, but y'all want to have all this authority over the man, and it's not supposed to be like that, right? But that's one instance, right? And I love to go precept upon precept. Now, when you go into the book of Ruth, which Ruth was the grandmother, right, of David. So Ruth 1 and 4. And I'm going to start at 3. It says, and Eliakim, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there 10 years. And Milan and Chilion died also, both of them, and the woman was left of her 2 sons and of her husband. Right? So a woman of Moab, right, married an Israelite man. She had sons, and then her husband died, right? Now, when you jump forward and you go into the lineage, right, going in Matthew 1, and point is in 5, but I'm going to start up because her argument is that the seed of the chosen can only be brought forth of an Israelite woman. Well, Ruth wasn't an Israelite woman. She was a Moabite. So this is the chosen of the chosen, the only begotten son, right? In his lineage. So it says the book of the generation of Yahushai, the son of David, the son of Abraham, right? Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. And Judas begat Pharez and Zara and Thamar. And Pharez begat Esrom, and Esrom begat Aram. And Aram begat Abinadab, and Abinadab begat Nason. And Nason begat Salmon. And Salmon begat Boaz of Rechab. And Boaz begat Obed of Ruth. So there's a break right there. So why right here, when it mentions Ruth giving birth to Obed, did not the cycle of the chosen line break? Because of Obed, it says the chosen line came Jesse. Of which line King David came out of. So why didn't the chosen line break? Because Ruth was an Israelite woman. Y'all gotta answer questions, man. You just stop lifting up yourself and acting like you're above the man. Just be low. It's all right. You're not gonna have competition in the kingdom. We're not gonna be sitting here looking at the heathen woman like, oh, she's better than my woman. No. But if a man want to have a woman of another nation, leave him alone. He ain't going off. We got it in the law too. Judges 11:1, it says, now Jephthah, the Gileadite, was a mighty man of valor and was a son of an harlot. Now, when you go into the law, all right, I'm going to go right into the law. And I didn't get to grab what I wanted to in Numbers, but you know what? Let's hold that, Judges. Let's go into Numbers because it's good material, right? Now, when you go to Numbers 1:18, right, it goes in and they assembled the congregation together in the first day of the month, in the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according by the house of their fathers to the number of Salakia, by the house of their fathers according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Now, when you go into the Hebrew, you can go into these words, right? And when you go into the word house and pedigree, it's going to give you understanding. All right, let's go to the word house, which is bayath. In the Hebrew, bayath. And it says house, dwelling, habitation, shelter, abode of animals, human bodies, figuratively, right? Now it says home, house, as containing a family, those beholding the same household, family of descendants. So the house that they're claiming are the family of descendants in his body. My brother call. And we go into the word bayath again, right? And you go down to the Strongs, it says bayath, probably from H1129, abbreviated a house in the greatest variation of application, especially family, right? So the families are determined by the father. So when you go into the word for pedigree, go into that real quick and get my last precept, close this out. You go into the word for pedigree, yalad, right? And it means to bear, bring forth, beget, gender, travail, to bear, bring forth, of childbirth, of distress, smile, of, yeah, that's what it is, to beget a child. And who begets children? Right? Who do they come from? The man, because he carries the seed. Right? A woman on her own cannot produce life. A man naturally has life dwelling in him. Right? And a woman is the incubator for that life. But it doesn't negate the importance of a woman. Right? But everybody's got their special role. And you all being Israelites does not give you a leadway to try to usurp authority to put yourself in a role that you're not in. Right? So all this madness about the woman's determining the lineage, that stuff has to stop. It's not scriptural, it's not biblical, it's not how it was. It never was like that, man. And when you go to the book of Judges 1:11, it says, now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor, and he was the son of an harlot, and Gilead begat Jephthah. All right? Gilead, an Israelite, begat Jephthah of a harlot. Now, when you go back to the law, it says there should be no harlots of the daughters of the children of Israel, any whores. It was the same word for harlot and whore is in the scriptures as the same word when you go into the law. So obviously this had to have been a heathen woman. And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's son grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah. Why? And said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. Right? And what is that strange woman? I got to go into these words, man. Let's do this. Judges 11. A har. And it says, another of another, another, other, following, falling further, other, different. Right? So she had to be of a different nation, man. Because you can't have a harlot of the children of Israel. So obviously they're like, hey, you a heathen. You got a heathen mother. Get out of here. Just like y'all doing now. Right? Just like you're doing now. Right? But ultimately it was shown that the Lord was dealing with Jephthah and not those men, because they had to come to Jephthah. Lineage is all determined by the father. And you can't get around that, man. Your emotions can't sit here and put up some other doctrine because you want to be more important. The man is the most important thing in the scenario, but you women will have an important place as well. Right? It's just not going to be over the man. But Lord willing, this is edifying him and say, call Allah, Yahweh, Shemana, Shabbat, Shem, Kakadash, Shalom.